Good morning, Kalimera. Good morning to everyone. Highness and respectful guests and everybody who's watching me. It's really an honor to talk to you to this very first step and important step that is being taken by you nice people. My name is Mohammedi Naiem and I am an Afghan refugee who's living in Lesbos Island since 2002. I came as a refugee, my brothers came the same way. I came with a plastic rubber boat with pedals from Turkey to Greece. And the reason I am involved and the reason I want to help the shipwrecks is that it could have happened to me, to my brothers. And the reason I want this, that the people should know, is that if this could happen to me or to my brothers, what I wished for me, how should I be buried, or how should my body should be transferred, how my family should be informed, because these are the problems and gaps and the drone, or unfortunately the shipwrecks or the people, the refugees who cannot make it to Europe, it is the most forgotten part of the refugee crisis, and it has been, and it's not so welcomed and happy part of the refugee crisis. So that's why people are not being involved, and NGOs are not so much involved in funerals and tracings and helping the families who are looking for their beloved ones. I came in 2002 by crossing the Aegean Sea from Turkey to Greece, and my first experience with the shipwreck was also in 2002. I have seen and I have experienced a lot of pains, sorrows. I have been in bad situations. I have seen families, relatives, survivors in a very, very bad situation and conditions, and unfortunately, because of the gaps that are in the shipwrecks, and especially there are not a lot of people interested in this forgotten part of the refugee crisis, the shipwreck. And it really hurts me, as it hurt me many times, because I think it could have happened to me, and I didn't want these gaps. I didn't want this bureaucracy to exist in this part of the refugee crisis. I think refugees are being forced to leave their homeland and their motherland, and there is no legal way or possibility of traveling legally and going out of the war zones like Afghanistan, Syria, Iraq, or any other countries. And that's the reason the beautiful Aegean is changed to the graveyard of the refugees. And I really wish to be there with you, to admire you. It's an honor for me that I was invited to be there, and it's really the most important steps that I have seen since 2002 that are being taken by you nice people, good people, humans, because we are thinking and we are acting like humans without considering the color, religion, or anything. There was also another meeting in Lesbos after 16 years for the shipwrecks, the victims, and the survivors, and the families. Because when a person is drawn, he has a background, he has a family behind. This is not the only one person who is being drawn and who is being buried. A whole family is being destroyed. I have seen families who are suffering because they don't know what happened to their beloved ones. From 28th October 2015, I witnessed families, and I see families, and I support family, especially an Afghan family, who lost his brother, his wife, and 4 kids. And this guy, this person sold everything he had in Afghanistan, and he's the first one who was able to receive legally a Schengen visa and come here and go to the graveyard and pray for his beloved one and for his brother in the graveyard, in the cemetery. So for us, in every religion, in every culture, in every civilization, funeral is the most important part of a death. So from 2002, we are trying, with the help of local communities, with the help of so many people being involved here in Lesvos, we are trying to provide as much as possible in their religious way of funeral and burying people, and culturally. It's really important, and it's compulsory when you're a Muslim and you know one person is dead and he died, and you're compelled to go to do the funeral and the burial. But if someone else does it, then you're not compelled, you're not forced. But so, when I came here in 2002, till 2006, I was the only Afghan living here in Lesvos Island. And with the help of my friends, local friends, Dracula Irini, Efil Achui, we are working together, and with the help of many other locals, we tried our best to offer, to provide religious burial and ceremony for the refugees who were being drawn, unfortunately, in the Aegean Sea. This is the first part, the funeral, the burial, for the people who cannot be identified, people who cannot pay to transfer the bodies back. And for me as an Afghan, I can assure you that it's really important for the families and relatives. It's a kind of relief, a kind of acceptance for the families to accept the death of their beloved one when they see the body, when they do the funeral and burial. So it is really important. If you Highness people can put pressure or can find a way that the bodies who are being identified, people who are being drawn, bodies are being identified, families are looking after them, and they want the bodies back, do not think that it's only a wish. No. This is a kind of relief. They accept the death, and then they can go on with their lives. Otherwise, to their whole lives, they will not accept the death of someone who has not been buried in front of their eyes. I have seen people, families who got crazy because they were not able in the funeral, and the bodies were never moved or transferred back to their homeland. And still there are people, families, even they think that someday, one day, their beloved one will call or will appear in their door, in front of their door. So, in the most forgotten part of the refugee crisis, the shipwrecks, people who cannot make it, it's really important steps, and it's really the most important step that has been taken by non-government people like you. I really do respect for people who took this step and who started and who organized this memorial. It's a kind of support, emotional support for us, emotional support for the relatives who are behind, that their beloved one were not alone when they were buried, when the funeral happened, when the burial happened. There are people, nice people like you, and I really hope that this will bring a change in the future, and there will be a way, safe way, for the refugees not to lose their life. I think every one of you, I do believe that your community, your people respect you, they have an honor for you, and you can bring changes with this most important step that you have taken. So please, I admire this step and thank you for this memorial and this most important step that you have taken. Thank you for that, and bye.